Welcome to the Spring Arts Celebration, produced by the Nantucket Arts Council and Nantucket Community Television. We would like to introduce you to artists working on the island who have engaged in their work in their homes, studios, and out of doors throughout this past year. Some you may already know, and some you may just be meeting for the very first time. Each artist seeks their own personal form of expression. Here is an opportunity to become familiar with who they are and what they do. We are grateful to them for their ability to breathe courage, energy, and hope into our days. We know that not every day was a good day for each of them throughout this past year, and yet they persevered. We recognize that our artists remained at work through this pandemic, even as we now just begin to emerge.
Welcome to our video series, Emergence at Work in the Pandemic, featuring Nantucket artists. In this video, we feature local artists who provide creative perspectives on the pandemic and the many challenges we have all faced.
I came for a couple summers to work, and I grew up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, so I've just been focusing on art. I wanted to come and really make a splash and make things that I thought the art scene here was missing. You know, connecting and creating usually make me feel pretty whole. Working during the pandemic, there was a lot of creating with much less connection, minimal connection. And that made me feel really out of balance, and I'm still adjusting, trying to function better. But with my art, I always want to share my curiosities and give people like a deeper awareness and appreciation for the natural world that they see every day. I've learned that over the course of this year. Can't connect with everyone, but you can share and you can inspire. There's several different ways I can get satisfaction through sharing my art, but helping other people achieve their creative goal was something that I really enjoyed doing. If someone was just trying to do a project and they were unsure about an element that I specialize in, I would go in and help them, kind of like just very minor form of consulting. That made me feel good. While also making art for other people, because I really enjoy commissions and being inspired by other people's imagination, creating personal work for like gifts and home murals and business logos. That's always fun. But making work for myself and having so much time to do so was thrilling. Unfortunately, nothing should be thrilling about the pandemic, but artists having time to make art is always really nice. And financially, I have to make myself feel whole as well. It's tough to adapt to the current climate, but selling online, galleries are able to reach such a wider audience. So I think galleries moving to more online as in-person starts to trickle back in, galleries are starting to become a whole functioning entity now that they have online incorporated into them.
When I first arrived on island, it was about 1984. What I heard about Nantucket that was quintessentially quaint and snobby. If you want to have a good time, you go to the vineyard. When I was in the 6th grade, we all had a homework assignment to go home and draw something. And the next morning, the teacher's taking tape and taping all our drawings up to the chalkboard. Now, this is first grade. I'm not thinking about the drawings. I'm thinking, how can tape stick to the chalk on a chalkboard? So anyway, everybody was talking about their drawings. I don't remember what I said. Then after this, the teacher, Mrs. Garvey, she called me up to the front of her, of the classroom. And she says, I thought I was in trouble because I always talk too much. And she says, Lou, your drawing is better than anybody else's here. If you want, one day you could be an artist. Boom, decided right there. That's what I'm going to be, an artist. I was very clear on it. How I think and I create as a painter, I usually start with a sketch on site or a vine charcoal drawing to lay out the abstract pattern in black and white of the painting that I want to do. The painting behind me, I've been working on this for a couple weeks, painting on it this morning. How my art makes me feel whole as a person is that I paint every day. I have to. I'm very uneasy if I can't paint, if I'm traveling or whatever. It's the other half of me. As far as working in the pandemic, I want to say this. I don't really hang out with any of my collectors. I don't hang out at my galleries. I deliver paintings, and I'll go there to do exhibitions and talk like that. And this happened several times, and this is what hits to my heart. Sharing my work during the pandemic it's been challenging and still yet rewarding. I've been tending to work on smaller paintings because I noticed the paintings that people have been buying, because I'm known for really, substantial size paintings, but I'm working a lot of 12 by 16s, more intimate pieces. And I've been finding that people have been attracted to the more sublime, tranquil paintings that they've been buying. I'm not getting a lot of the personal feedback that I really like. So it's been hard. I haven't been able to go out there and camp, and because I like actually living in my subject matter. It's fun.
I got here in 1978, and I met a fellow in college, and his mother had a B&B here, and I came to visit, and I fell in love with it. And we were living in Connecticut after I graduated from college, and we ended up not being able to find a place to live there, but his mother found us a place to live here on Nantucket. So I am an oil painter, and even though I've done some abstract work throughout the years, my main focus are the landscapes and seascapes of Nantucket. Painting brings me joy, and it keeps me grounded, and it keeps me painting. Even though I didn't paint as much, when I did paint, it was very joyful and very grounding, and my paintings are very peaceful and serene anyway, and that's what I love, being able to express that. Being able to get up in the morning and paint, and you're actually doing it. It makes you feel whole. As far as being during the pandemic, there were times when it was very difficult to muster up the energy to get into the studio and to be inspired by it. So yes, I was able to share my work during this time of pandemic. There was actually a lot of options opened up. Besides, because the gallery shut down, the Artists Association, a lot of galleries shut down. And even since they've reopened, people just aren't going into the galleries as much. One of the many things that I found satisfying was that the Artists Association got permission from store owners on Main Street to put our artwork right in their windows. And one night I was driving home and I see my painting in this window on Main Street. And I was like, oh my gosh, I finally made it to Main Street. That was very satisfying. So that was a wonderful thing that the Artists Association set up for us.
I consider myself a writer who sings, like Joni Mitchell considers herself a painter, who is also a musician, and I chose to really to get back to my roots and explore her music and bring everything that I've learned as a classical musician to that experience. Amelia by Joni Mitchell explores the themes of love and loss, and she makes reference to Amelia Earhart throughout the song in a personal conversation about traveling through life alone, really, in this constant quest for love, which comes up frequently throughout her songwriting, but I think most poignantly in this song, which I relate to in many ways. So I hope you enjoy Amelia.
I was driving across the burning desert when I spotted 6 jet planes leaving 6 white vapor trails across the bleak terrain. It was the hexagram of the heavens, the strings of my guitar. Oh, Amelia, it was just a false alarm. The drone of flying engines is a song so wild and blue. It scrambles time and seasons if it gets through to you. Then your life becomes a travel log of picture postcard charms. Oh, Amelia, it was just a false alarm. People will tell you where they've gone. They'll tell you where to go. But till you get there yourself, you'll never really know. Where some have found a paradise, others just come to harm. Oh, Amelia, it was just a false alarm. I wish that he was here tonight. It's so hard to obey his sad request of me to kindly stay away. So this is how I hide the hurt as the road leads cursed and charmed. I tell Amelia it was just a false alarm. A ghost of aviation, she was swallowed by the sky or by the sea. Like me, she had a dream to fly, like Icarus ascending on those beautiful foolish arms. Oh, Amelia, it was just a false alarm. Maybe I've never really loved. I guess that is the truth. I've spent my whole life in clouds at icy altitudes and looking down over every mother's arms. Oh, Amelia, it was just a false alarm. I pulled into the Cactus Tree Motel to shower off the dust, and I slept on the strange pillows of my wanderlust. I dreamed of 747s over geometric farms. Dreams, Amelia, dreams and false alarms.
In March of 2020, the Nantucket Arts Council recognized the need to provide grants to individual artists. We hoped that in some small way, these grants would demonstrate how much we value and treasure their work. NAC, established in 1976, supports and provides opportunities on our island of Nantucket for artists and cultural institutions to celebrate and collaborate in the arts. We produce festivals, concert series, and we award annual scholarships and grants to members of the Nantucket community.